Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners, preaching this word with truth and sincerity. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. So, we're going to speak about the U.S., Israel, and Palestine, Gaza. So, got a couple of articles I'm gonna read, get some precepts, and Lord's willing, this will be edifying. Alright, this is from Middle East Eye, and the headline reads, Israel considering U.S. firm for biometric screening of Palestinians in Gaza. I just recently did a video on them, on I believe it's the U.S. It's either U.S. or Israel I believe it's Israel, wanting to establish biometric concentration camps for the Gaza Strip. Basically a 15-minute city. You know? Let me read a little bit of this. It says, Israel is considering a plan to deploy private U.S. logistics and security companies to create a gated community in Gaza where Palestinians would be subjected to biometric screenings to receive aid, according to media reports. Yeah, and as you can see, they're trying to do that. They're gonna do that here in America. In order for you to receive any type of benefits or aid, you're gonna have to do biometric screening. It's just a step closer again. It's just getting a step closer to the MOTB. That's all it is. It says drop site news reported on Monday, citing Israeli media, that Israel's war cabinet discussed the proposals on Sunday and was set to approve a pilot program within the next 2 months. Matter of fact, before I continue, Alright, this is from Wikipedia. It says screening in medicine biometric screening, rather, is a strategy used to look for as yet unrecognized conditions of risk markers. This testing can be applied to individuals or to a whole population without symptoms or signs of the disease being screened. That's not what I wanted. It says biometrics are a collection of technologies that use a person's biological or behavioral characteristics to identify them automatically. It said it can include physiological, features, fingerprints, irises, face or hand geometry, or behavioral attributes, gait, signature, or keystroke pattern. Biometrics are used to improve the security, convenience, or efficiency of interactions with the verification system. They are more effective and reliable than other methods like password or ID cards because biometric characteristics are unique to each person and cannot be easily shared, lost, or duplicated. So there you go. Biometrics. It says, according to Israeli news outlet Ynet, global delivery company GDC, which is run by Israeli-American businessman Mordecai Kahana, is in talks with the Israeli government to run the program. It says Israel has long discussed the idea of so-called humanitarian bubbles in northern Gaza, in which it would allow aid into an area if it deemed there was no presence of fighters. Large parts of northern Gaza, in particular the Jabalia refugee camp, have been under a total siege over the past 17 days, with Israeli forces not allowing any food, clean water, medical supplies to enter. Yeah, so like I said before, I was watching Apostle Tahar video. Actually, I was watching not Apostle Tahar's video. I was watching Elder Manat Zakba's video, GMS South Carolina 08. You should subscribe. And you should subscribe to Apostle Tahar if you haven't already. GMS declaring the end. And Apostle Tahar was saying that they're going to make Gaza a 15-minute city. The Gaza Strip a 15-minute city. And it sounds like they're in the works of doing it. I'm gonna get a quick preset before I read the other article, because you best believe this is coming to this is already here in America, but it's going to intensify. The 15-minute cities they're trying to make this the whole United States. The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1 says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Yeah, and that's what Esau is doing, so-called white man. Especially them Israelis, them small hatters, them 1948ers, and fake Jews, FJs. They're oppressing them Palestinians over there in the land of Gaza. Don't worry, they're going to get their just due, because the Lord's going to come back and destroy them out of that land. And them Palestinians too. The ones that are not Israelites. Because you got Israelites scattered amongst all people. That was part of the curses. Now getting back. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to read that article, because I got another article, but it's not the same subject. Save that for another video right here. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold," and you read the subhead, the heading, it says, "The nations will be judged." And it reads, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, as the northern and the southern kingdom, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat." Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Lord's judgment. "And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Yeah, because you got two heathen nations that don't belong in our holy land. You got the Amalekites and you got the Ishmaelites, them Israelis and them Palestinians. And both of them don't belong in our holy land. That's our land that the Heavenly Father gave us since ancient times, when we took it from the Canaanites. So a lot of things is happening over there in the so-called Middle East. I just learned not too long ago that Saudi Arabia and Iran are doing joint naval drills. So they're training together. And for a while they used to be at war. They used to not be cool. So now they buried the hatchet, so to speak, to come against Israel. And all of that is prophetic. So, just blowing the trumpet. Let me see if I can get one more. This is the book of Jeremiah. 49 And 14 says, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and that's Lord in all caps. That's speaking about the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahushai. They're two separate entities. It says, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men. And there's nobody more despised than the small hatters, the Amalekites. You know, like it says in the book of Exodus, the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. That lets you know that they're not the biblical Jews. They're not the children of the promise. Because it said once the children of Israel go back to their homeland, there will be peace on earth. Then they will dwell in safety. Those Jews, those small hats, don't dwell in safety. All the Arab nations around them, they're committing war with all the Arab nations around them. So they can't possibly be the Jews. Plus, I believe it was in the 50s, like 1958. I could be wrong, but I believe it was in the 50s where the guy Gabal Abdul Nasser said, we cannot accept you Jews because you left here black and came back white. So look at that, check that out, you know. But that's all I wanted to bring out. Lord's will, you was edified. And until next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.